Good afternoon. It is 1325 hours in Dallas, Texas. I'm going to be reading from Other People's Money and How the Bankers Use It by Louis D. Brandeis, beginning on page 127. About 6 lines down is the title, and then the text starts on the 8th line. Here's a short section. Savings banks as customers. In New York, Massachusetts and the other 16 states where a system of purely mutual savings banks is general, it is possible, with a little organization, to develop an important market for the direct purchaser of bonds. Bonds issued by Massachusetts cities and towns have averaged recently about $15 million a year, and those of the state about $3 million. The 194 Massachusetts savings banks, with aggregate assets of $902,105,755.94, held on October 31st, 1912, $90,536,581.32 in bonds and notes of states and municipalities. Of this sum, about $60 million are invested in bonds and notes of Massachusetts cities and towns, and about $8 million in state issues. The deposits in the savings banks are increasing at the rate of over $30 million a year. Massachusetts state and municipal bonds have, within a few years, come to be issued tax exempt in the hands of the holder, whereas other classes of bonds usually held by savings banks are subject to a tax of 1/2 of 1% of the market value. Massachusetts savings banks, therefore, will to an increasing extent select Massachusetts municipal issues for high-grade bond investments. Certainly, Massachusetts cities and towns might, with the cooperation of the Commonwealth, easily develop a home market for over-the-counter bond issues with the savings banks. And savings banks of other states offer similar opportunities to their municipalities. It ends approximately halfway down the page on page 128.